Hey everyone, and welcome back to TheFortitudeFix. I'm so happy to have you here. Let's go ahead and get back into it. So let me check. The last time that I uploaded a video to this channel was 24 days ago, and that is not what I want to be the norm around here. So I think I was doing really well, and then I kind of fell off. So let's talk about what happened. I shared in some previous videos kind of about my mental health journey, but I wanted to go ahead and give y'all an update. In the last couple of weeks, I have been feeling a little bit worse mentally. I found myself setting up appointments with my therapist, and then on the day of not going to those appointments or canceling or rescheduling, and I did that twice, and I had to do some deep reflection, and I found out that I didn't feel comfortable with that therapist. And so I found another therapist, and I had my first session with them last week, and it went really well. Essentially what brought me to that point was I was and am currently feeling very overwhelmed. I feel like I'm in a constant state of fight or flight. I feel like a lot of things rest on my shoulders, and I have to think through a lot and make a lot of decisions. So I'm feeling extremely like decision fatigued. I am just like trying to keep above water, and it is really hard. I'm finding myself just really wanting to like check out and revert internally, and I'm needing a lot more quiet and alone time, and I'm really just not taking care of myself. And so I have recommitted to taking care of myself more, which led me to do some internal work to figure out why the past two therapists haven't worked out for me and what it is that I am seeking in a therapist. So I did make that change. So that is one thing. My husband and I took a trip. We did not bring the girls, so the girls stayed home, and we took a trip to Buffalo, New York, and drove across to Canada, spent some time in Niagara Falls as well as in Toronto, and then came back. I was feeling extremely anxious about coming back because I had wanted to go away from my reality for so long, and by the time it came time to come back home, I did not want to come back home. Of course I missed my girls, but I wasn't ready for my away time to be over, and so I dealt a lot with that and the feeling of coming back and the dread of that. Imagine like, you know, the Sunday blues, right? When you're like heading into the work week, you're like, oh, tomorrow's Monday, I have to start the whole week again. Imagine that times like 10. That's kind of what it was for me. Of like, oh, I have to go home, it's gonna be back, nothing's gonna change, I'm gonna, you know. And honestly, I think, you know, God had to humble me a little bit because we experienced really bad turbulence on the way home, and I mean bad. And I was scared, and my husband was scared, and typically he's the one who's kind of like calming me down. So that was a lot. And so when we made it back home, I was grateful to be home, and I don't think that was, you know, unintentional. I think that was very much on purpose, and that was helpful. So I felt like I had hit rock bottom. I think I had like an anxiety or a panic attack before we ended up leaving, and I had to kind of breathe my way through it. It was a lot. And just kind of this like feeling in my throat or in my chest, and it was really hard for me to breathe, but it only lasted a few minutes, and luckily our trip was like right after that, and it helped. So upon coming back, I was like, yo, something has got to give, like something has got to change. This is not it. And at the end of every one of my videos, I'm talking about fill your cup, and it's a reminder to you all who are watching, and it's a reminder to myself, but I have not been doing that. And when I tell you that like my cup is empty, and I am scrounging for the sweat beads to throw at everything, I am outside collecting rainwater to throw at everything, just trying to find other liquid to give out because my cup is so empty. And that's not how I want to live. I don't want to just survive in life. I haven't gone through all that I've gone through just to be in this place in life with a feeling of helplessness and hopelessness. So definitely been in deep prayer, and I, you know, have committed to making some changes. And so what that looks like for me is going to get my nails, hair, and eyebrows done regularly. That also means I found a hobby, and so I have decided to take up kickboxing. I signed up for my first class and I'm really excited about that. I am taking more baths. I'm taking baths more frequently, and that's really important to me. Those are the things that I'm doing that I will continue to do, and just kind of taking care of myself and my mental health. I reached out to a few of my mommy friends, and that's also something that's a little bit hard for me, is that I have friends and I feel like we have good relationships and close relationships, and I'm always going to be there for them. I also feel sometimes this level of like burden. I don't want to burden them with, you know, all of my stuff when I know they have so much stuff going on as well. And I also know that they have other friends. They have closer friends, you know, than maybe I am with them, even though we are cool and good and close. I just feel like sometimes, you know, I'm not like the number one person somebody would text or call, and therefore I don't know, kind of like, I don't want to be a bother in return either. So that's some stuff that I'm trying to work through, but that's for the mental health update and kind of where I am with that. I like my new therapist. I'm excited for where this goes. Some other updates is Nova, my oldest daughter, is turning 3. She's gonna be 3 here in September, which is crazy. I'm also thinking through like just celebrating motherhood, and you know, because Nova's birthday is coming up, that also means that my mom's birthday has just passed. And so by the time you're watching this video, her birthday was yesterday, and that was a little emotional for me, but also, you know, there were certain things kind of I felt throughout the day that like made me smile or made me laugh out loud, literally, because I'm thinking about her on her birthday. So yeah, just going into year 3, she is amazing. She's very tall. She is, you know, starting like a gymnastics class, and she's really loving it, and they're gonna move her up to like the 3 to 4 year old class, I think, here in a little bit. And I'm just really excited for her and her growth. We're gonna be really getting back into that preschool prep. So send me all your love and your thoughts as we continue to figure out this thing called parenting. Also, I feel like I'm entering my soft girl era. And I spoke about this a little bit ago, but like, especially being a Black woman, I think our history was really based on like survival, doing what we needed to do to survive. And I think I was also raised by a very strong-willed, independent, single mom, and that also was ingrained. It's like, you're strong, do this, you will overcome, etc., etc., etc. And I remember having like this epiphany in college, and I was like, I guess the key is to be strong, not hard. I feel myself being very, very hard, and that's not who I want to be. So I had to kind of think through that in college. And then now that I'm married and that I'm a mother of 2 and we own our home, and you know, I'm working, and all of the things, we're 2, you know, parent household, 2 income family, and just thinking through unlearning some of my like default behaviors, unlearning some of my defense mechanisms and things that show up due to my traumas and past traumas, and how that is affecting me now, if it's affecting me now, how, and how can I disrupt that. And just thinking through, like, I am surviving in motherhood, but I want to be thriving in motherhood and in life, and as a wife and a partner, and in all of the things that I'm doing as a business owner, and also as an employee in my 9 to 5. Like I said, I'm grabbing the sweat, I'm collecting rainwater, like as metaphors to try to throw at these things, because my cup is so empty, and that's not how I want to move through the world. And I want to be able to have my cup overflow. I want my cup to be full, and I want it to be overflowing, and then I can serve from everything on the saucer, so to speak. I can serve you and them and everybody with the excess, because this has to be good, right? I also am one who knows all too well that life is too short, and I am putting all the things in place to make sure that I am doing the work, and that I am unlearning and relearning, and that I am constantly growing, and that I have outlets and things in place to help me grow in those areas. So that's a little bit about where I have been. I am super excited to continue with some uploads. I have some really fun and awesome videos coming up. I'm really looking to cultivate a community of folks that stay and stick around, and I am so grateful. Please, I am so grateful for all 4,361 of y'all, okay? I am so grateful that you all have subscribed and you've stuck around, and I just want you all to see more of me, more of my heart, who I am outside of motherhood, because I feel like I've been a little bit lost in motherhood. I've been lost in the sauce, and you know, before my husband, I was me. Before my children, I was me. And you know, when my kids move out and are grown, I am me. And it's gonna be me and my husband, and we're gonna have to look and face each other, and I need to make sure that I am doing everything that I can to be who I am outside of those things. And I'm really excited to bring you along for the journey. So if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, join the fam. And I am really excited to continue to bring new and fresh, fun content that is real and relatable. So make sure that you subscribe and stick around for that. I'm going to link this article that I read a while ago about like the soft girl era and what that means like as Black women, which I think is really interesting. I'll link that down below. September is also a Sickle Cell Awareness Month, as I mentioned, but it's also Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And a friend of mine from college recently lost his son. He was not even 2 years old to a rare form of cancer that he has. And I also want to bring light about that. So if you're interested in learning more about childhood cancer and how you can help, sickle cell research and awareness and how you can help, I'm gonna leave some links down in the description box below. Also, please leave me a comment. What is it that y'all wanna see? What is it that y'all wanna hear? I have a lot of perspectives, so let me know, you know, what you want. I feel like people come to my channel for little tidbits of information and knowledge, and which is great, but I'm also like, I also want to talk about what y'all are interested in hearing. So I'm really excited, and today is a good day. There are some days that are not this great, and I still have goals on YouTube and goals in life. I know it's very far out, but one of my distant goals is to reach 100K on YouTube. I want that plaque. Don't ask me why it's that important to me, but it is. And I mean, the next goal, the next milestone here is 5,000. So let's get to 5,000 if we can, maybe by the end of the year. And yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all right back here in my next video. Thank you all so much for sticking around and hanging out with me, and I appreciate you so much. As always, remember, we, you and me, us, together, gotta fill our cups, all right? I will see you in the next video, and until then, bye.